Since 1927, these cats have been farming. Farmers since 1927. Grapes for over 50 years. The Sangiacomo family. And, you know, I'm trying to remember if the Sangiacomo family has always made their own wine. For the life of me, I think there's been like fits and spasms of them producing product off and on under their own label for a few years. But fact of the matter is, these guys at heart are growers. Fact of the matter is, they're some of the finest growers of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, amongst other things, in Sonoma County. Iconic. Who hasn't had a bottle of wine, a premium bottle of Pinot Noir, or Chardonnay specifically, that didn't say Sangiacomo on the label or has had Sangiacomo grapes in it? They currently sell to over 60 different wineries. Amazing. Most of them doing single vineyard wines with the Sangiacomo family's fruit. And beyond that, there's a roster of, you know, triple digits of wineries that also used the grapes in the past with great success. So it was kind of funny. The other day, the rep brought in Sangiacomo Sonoma Coast Chardonnay. And the first question was like, well, whose Sangiacomo is this? And he's like, it's Sangiacomo. And it was like, oh, Sangiacomo makes a Sangiacomo? And he's like, yes, this is the Sangiacomo. So here it is, the Sangiacomo Sonoma Coast Chardonnay from the Sangiacomo family. All kidding aside, well, not all kidding aside, because that'd be no fun. Then wine would be like all serious and would be like all, and we're not that. So what I can tell you is that the Sangiacomo family now makes a series of Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs from their vineyards, from their great estate holdings, extensive estate holdings. And they make a bunch of single vineyard and single block offerings. You know, they have some of the oldest Chardonnay planted in Sonoma County, I mean, early 70s, late 60s year. They have fabulous old clones of Pinot Noir. They have just this array, this army of grapes that they can use to produce whatever they want when they want, contracts aside with other famous producers that are highlighting their grapes in their vineyards. In this case, this is their what they call straight Sonoma Coast Chardonnay, which I think what they're doing is true Sonoma Coast. So they're working the western side of their holdings, you know, as you head out Carneros towards Petaluma Gap. Specifically, a couple of the top vineyards in here are the Roberts Road Vineyard, which you may be familiar. That is a Sangiacomo property, Roberts Road. You've seen that on a bunch of famous gear. Also, the El Noviero property, which, well, actually there they might say El Novilero. But the El Noviero property, which has also featured on a few labels, most notably with the Nyers Chardonnays. There's some brilliant Nyers single vineyard El Noviero Chardonnays made, and those grapes find their way in here. Multiple clones. You got Old Duente, you got Hyde, you got you know, a lot of the usual suspects. And the wine's made by James McPhail, who's actually one of my favorite winemakers. You know, when he launched his McPhail line early on, those were some of the premier wines from the North Coast, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay from California, and he still's got mad chops. And this wine proves it, huh? So 30% new oak. You know, he's not reinventing the wheel here, but with vineyards this good, you don't have to, right? You don't have to get saucy or goofy in the cellars. What you have to do is get this fruit, this beautiful fruit, in the bottle, in the cleanest, most wonderful way you know possible. In this case, about 30% new oak. Number of Tonneliers, including Taranto. He's got those pure tea barrels in there. Those are friggin' expensive. And of course, he is a winemaker, so he has to futz a little bit. In this case, about 4%. I think 4% cement, eggs. Everyone's got an egg now, right? I was reprimanded the other day because I said eggs were hipster, and I was reprimanded because everyone's like, no, eggs are normal now. You're just old. And I said, thank you so much. I feel old and farty. I cried, but off camera. Tristan saw me cry. It was just one tear, like the old commercial from, yeah. Let's get to the wine. Right? You don't know what I'm saying right about yet. But right? This is, okay. When I ask you, what does California Chardonnay taste like? the first concept that pops into your head, this is that. How California is this wine? This is dyed in the wool, tried and true, pure, beautiful California Chardonnay from one of the best growers in Sonoma County. It's simple as that, really. I wish I could regale you with more stories, but the fact of the matter is, if you've been doing it great for 50 years and you haven't effed it up, why screw with it? This is brilliant gear. I guess if I want to get nuanced, it's a little Frenchy, you know. James is going for that Burgundian thing. He's like, it's like Chassagne Montrachet, and it's like, well, it's like probably post-climate change Chassagne Montrachet, you know, because these vineyards are kissed by the sun. They're cool sites with the California perspective in place. But the wine just has this gorgeous symmetry. The toast is there. If you want and I'm going to use, believe me, this is not, if you want the butter, if you want a little bit of oak, if you want all that, it's here, but in a classy, pedigreed way. Does that make sense to you? Right? This isn't like Chardonnay. It's more than that. It's definitely more than that. But it stays very true to its roots. Very true. Which I adore, actually. Sometimes when people try to make Burgundy in California and they don't know what they're doing and they fail, then it's worse than if they just tried to make straight up Chardonnay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's beautiful. All right. Usually around 60 bucks at the winery. I think we're going half that price. Don't get me in trouble. I get in trouble with half of these, you know. Get a dirty friggin' phone call. But you have the wine, and we have the sale. So I'm cool with it. But just, you know, between us. Let's see, what are we doing here? Yeah. 58 bucks to the winery, $29.98 to you. That's the Chardonnay at 30 bucks is banging. If it makes you feel better, 93 points, one spectator. Gang, that's a hell of a score from them. I mean, there's some Peter Michaels that don't get 93 points, you know what I'm saying? Gorgeous wine, great press, wonderful price at the right time of the year. It's the holidays. I know some of you dig Chardonnay with your turkey. I ain't gonna stop you. Get in there. What a deal. Kudos to the Sangiacomo family. Beautiful, beautiful wine. Game on.